Hi everyone, it's Kirstine from the Mustard Tree Trust.
Can you see our logo? It's new. Do you know what a logo is? Well, it's something a bit like a badge. You've probably got one on your school jumper or cardigan, and it tells everybody what school you've been to. And it's a bit more than that. Logos are like signs that don't need words. Shall we have a look at some others? Right, let's play a little game. Have you seen these logos? What do you think they mean? There's a cross with a circle around, two strange squares with things inside, and an apple. Did you guess? Yeah, the first one is for first aid, or a medical place like a hospital. The second one is, of course, men and ladies' toilets. And the third one, yeah, that's an apple for an iPhone or an iPad.
So our logo is of a mustard tree. Well, it's not really, it's just a tree. But where does the mustard tree bit come from? It's a bit of a strange one when you live in the middle of Northumberland, but where Jesus lived it would make a lot of sense. There's a story that Jesus told, just a short one, and it's so important that it's in the Bible 3 times. But in Matthew 13, he says this. Then Jesus told another story. The kingdom of heaven is like a mustard seed. A man plants a seed in his field. That seed is the smallest of all seeds, but when it grows, it becomes the largest garden plant. It becomes a tree big enough for all the wild birds to come and make nests in its branches. So it was a really small little seed that grows and grows and grows into a big tree. But actually the mustard seed that they're talking about was just a tiny little fleck, like a little mark of ink on your finger. And it grew into not a tree as we would think, a big oak tree, a bit like our logo, but it actually grew into a bit of a bush, a bit of a hedge. But it grew really fast. And within a couple of years, well, the room would be filled with mustard plants and had a yellow flower. And the yellow flower then produced its own seeds. So that's what Jesus means when he talks about mustard seeds.
So let's go back to our logo. Can you see the roots? There's more roots under the ground than you can see of the tree above the ground. And what about the leaves? Can you see how they're all different colours? Some of them are small, some of them are big, but they all look the same shape. It's a little bit like they've all got the same image as Jesus. And last of all, can you see the shape that the leaves make? They make a heart shape. That's because we are showing God's love to all of you.
And in that Bible reading, it says that a mustard seed is like the kingdom of heaven. So, what does that mean? And why is that important with our logo? One small seed, something that I say, might make you think about God. Then you might want to find out a little bit more about God. It might want to help you be kind. You might want to be more helpful. You might want to love other people more. And there's lots and lots of different ways of doing that. And there's lots and lots of boys and girls listening to this story. That's like the leaves, lots of different colours, lots of different ways to be a leaf. And when those leaves grow, and when that tree, that plant grows, it makes flowers and then produces its own seeds. So you being helpful and kind to somebody else, because Jesus has told you to, might mean that you find out a little bit more about that. And then that person thinks, oh wow, that was really interesting. Why did you do that for me? And you might say, well, because Jesus told us to help others. And so the story goes on. And that little seed, that little word that I say one day, grows and grows and grows to be something amazing. Now, I don't make it grow, but God makes it grow. So our logo, it's a really quick way of identifying who we are. So your logo for school tells everybody which school you go to. And we looked at the logos before that tell us where the toilets are, which might be important. But our MTT, our Mustard Tree Trust logo, shows what we want to do. We want you to take what we say, to plant it in your heart, for it to grow roots, and then to show God's love in lots of different ways. Do you think you can do that? Well, let's try this week. Bye for now.